Learning how to master your spray control in Counter-Strike 2 can feel like an impossible task, but today I'm going to point you down the right direction for what you need to do in order to increase your recoil accuracy inside of this game. We are going to start at some very basic, very beginner things that anybody could do as soon as they hop onto the game, and by the end of the video, we are going to have some very good advanced next level tips that are going to take your spray control into next level stuff like spray transfers, etc. So I'm really excited to get into this video. Hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends, and let's get smarter today. The first question that we need to ask is, what is a recoil pattern? This is going to be where our bullets are going to go when we hold mouse 1. A lot of new players get completely lost when they try spraying their rifles, like AKs especially, because they just feel like their bullets are disappearing. They're going wherever they feel like it. But guys, ultimately the spray pattern is very reliable, very consistent. You just have no idea what it is. All we need to do is look at that pattern and start to trace it with our hand as the bullets are leaving the gun. It's very tricky. For me, one of the best things is usually breaking down the pattern into multiple stages and trying to master the stage before moving on to the next one. This type of practice, this type of training has really helped me understand the first parts of the pattern at least. And guys, if you think about it, you should really be trying to master the first 5-10 bullets, because that's generally what you're going to use the most, right? Of course, there's going to be times where you do a 15 bullet spray down, a 20 bullet spray down, but generally you're going to be always shooting that first 5 bullets when it comes to your different recoil training and spray downs. This video is brought to you by SkinsMonkey, the best CS2 trading site out there. Swap out your low quality skins for fresh new ones using all of their trade features. I love the filters that you can use to get the exact skin that you desire. I have personally used SkinsMonkey to build my inventory over the years. Right now, use my code CoJo at the checkout for an insane 35% deposit bonus. The best part is that you will receive a $5 bonus by clicking the link in the description. Let's get back to the video. By far the easiest way to practice your recoil control inside of Counter-Strike 2, especially if you're a beginner, is going to be by opening up your own little practice server here through the game menu, going here and putting in SV_show impacts 1. Once you have this enabled, this is going to make it so that whenever you shoot, your bullets are going to show up on the wall where they're hitting, right? This is really important because this is going to allow us to practice our recoil. You could do this without show impacts. I just think it helps me visualize a lot easier. And it's as simple as literally choosing a target. Maybe we do the center of the sign here, and we just practice shooting a few bullets at the wall. And, you know, at the beginning, you're probably going to be really rough with it, right? You might struggle to actually get good groupings. It might look something like that. And you just adjust based on what you're seeing. If we get a grouping like that, where obviously the bullets are going way too low, well, then we know that I'm snapping down too hard with my mouse hand. So what I need to do is let the recoil take over a little bit more. Let the gun actually do more of the work. Now, if you have the opposite problem, then it's going to look more like this. It means you're not doing enough. You're being lazy. You got to get your mouse hand there and pull down a lot sharper. A lot of you guys distract yourself way too much when doing this training, and you don't realize that the first bullets of the recoil control pattern are pretty much vertical, right? Like there's not much side to side movement. Of course, there is a little bit, but if you can just remind yourself, especially with the rifles, the AK, the A1S, that you need to just pull down straight at the beginning, you are going to be thriving. Now, as we get better and better, what I want you to do is start spraying a little bit more, worrying about that more horizontal pattern that shows up after bullet 11, 12-ish, and really just start honing in on more and more of getting familiar with each and every bullet in the pattern. Bonus if you pull the patterns up on your other monitor or just look at it to observe it. One thing that you should be doing, especially those of you that are more intermediate players, is you should be practicing this drill while moving, just crouching and moving right, or doing little jiggles while you shoot, right? This is going to help you feel really loose, feel really warm, and actually implement movement, because when we're in the game, we don't want to go around and just clicking mouse 1 without any movement. No, that's not how we play Counter-Strike. We need to be over here being very active with the way we're moving, we're flowing, we're shooting, and making it all merge into one. So wall shooting, by far one of the most effective drills you can do as a beginner. Just make sure you get those recoil pattern charts up and just start to experiment with how it feels. How does it feel when you're shooting? So I'm here in the Counter-Strike menu. We are going to press play, go to workshop maps. I'm going to give you this Recoil Master workshop map. That's going to be a really cool way that you can train, especially those few more intermediate range. I think it's very helpful. I've been using this map for literally years. This was even in CSGO. I would sit here and use this map, so I find it very helpful. Anyways, once we're in here, what we're going to do is come over here to this wall, and I'll link the map in the description for you guys, of course. I throw a dummy target on here. As you can see, I shoot that. And we can do A1S training since we were doing AK before. And you see, this is just going to be another way to visualize, another way to get really comfortable with the patterns and give us more of a target that we can see how many bullets are hitting. again, at the beginning, it's probably going to be very difficult for you guys. It's going to be a battle, but just focus on the first 5 to 10 bullets. Again, this is going to be a common theme. Bonus tip here at the Galil is a lot of people think this spray pattern is really hard. Guys, it's just an upside down 7. A backwards upside down 7. That's all it is. You're just pulling down to the right with the Galil, and it becomes very simple. More of a diagonal, right? Like you're not pulling that way. More of a diagonal down to the right. But you're not going to know these things until you actually visualize the pattern. It is scary. It is hard because it's like, what is my gun doing? I don't know. But the more time you commit to learning this, I mean, even 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day, practicing this type of stuff, you're going to get very knowledgeable. You're going to understand things more, like the MP9. What a wild pattern this is. But you can start to like hone in at least on the beginning, right? At least on the beginning, and do little bursts. You don't have to be bad at recoil control. You're just too intimidated right now to actually improve yourself. So that's going to be one of your simplest ways in here, is to literally just pull this up. You can also change the distance, which is pretty cool. Generally I just roll at the first distance, but yeah, I mean, this is a cool little tool you could use as well, just to continue your practicing with it. I'm going to show you guys one last tool, one last trick that you can use. This ends the free section though. Everything past this point is going to be behind paywalls or services. So as far as my free to play users, this is going to be your go-to when it comes to recoil training in this game. What you are looking at right now is refrag.gg. What we're going to do is go over here to the game mode, come down here, and we're going to put it on spray transfer. I usually just go Inferno. It makes the most sense. You're going to do the most spray transfers on Inferno just because of how close range the map is. So I find it's really good practice. You're going to sit here, wait a bit for the server to pop up here, and you will get into it. This video is by no means sponsored by Refrag. This is just an incredible tool to really push yourself and work on these type of things we're talking about today when it comes to your recoil. I do want to take this moment to say, guys, shout out to all my YouTube members. I appreciate every single one of you. Also, guys, if you're looking for coaching, I do offer coaching. I'm launching a website soon. I'm so excited for you guys to see that. Yeah, and you know, if you just want to learn for free, we're always streaming on twitch.tv/CoJoMo. Now you can either click this button right here, which is going to launch in a game, or copy it to your clipboard. It does not matter. Either way, it's going to be fine. Once we do that, I'm going to head over here into our game screen, and as you can see, we clicked it, so we're going to get right in there, and you can sit here and practice your spray control. And now what's cool about this is it has an elo. So you see I've worked my way up here where I'm going to get deleted pretty much instantly. Don't be intimidated again, guys. If you're a newer player, it's not going to be this fast. It's going to be very slow. But now we can actually practice our spray transfers because we have learned how to control our recoil. And now all this is the final form of this visualization of the recoil patterns. And you can see too, I will get very active when I'm spraying, right? I'm going to crouch, uncrouch, go back and forth and kind of just vibe out with it. The point of doing all this is to make ourselves a very hard target to hit. Now, a lot of players are like, well, doesn't that take away from your recoil control? And yes, technically it can, but if you see, a lot of times I'm actually lining up the walls with my movement. So I kind of get my bullets on the same plane, if that makes any sense. But regardless, even if that wasn't the case, it would just be very helpful because it actually makes us very hard to hit. We're very slippery. It's very frustrating for players to fight us in this type of way. So it's one of the things I see newer players not utilizing enough, and it makes sense because, you know, you're still worrying about shooting, your aim, all these different factors. It's hard to actually implement movement into this type of concept. So definitely for more advanced players out there trying to get this concept down. Now let's just go through a few things that you can do in here. You can change the gun just by typing console. Again, sorry for the Discord noise. That is not on your end, that is on my end, guys. Practice like your A1S, your A4. I know for me, I suck with the A4 spray. I'll get in here and do the A4. Yeah, sweet. I can just type that in and boom, we're good to go. One thing I might do as well is I'll change it to comp mode, Discord noise incoming, sorry. And it's actually going to make it competitive, so we don't have to worry about elo. It's more of just consistent training. As you can see, it's not going to shoot me as fast. So if you're new to it, I either put it in comp mode, which is going to be the most consistent, or practice mode is cool too. Because I think they don't shoot you very fast at all. Yeah, it takes a long time for them to shoot you. So you can really just relax, start building these fundamentals and get to work. Even after 17,000 hours of playing this game, I still constantly train my recoil. It's one of the hardest things for me to teach other players, and ultimately it's going to come down to you putting in the hours of actually training to get your hand familiar with the movements you have to make. Some closing tips I have for you are don't change your resolution or sensitivity, because this is going to completely tweak with the way you're feeling your recoil control. It's going to make you very frustrated and feel like a new player again to the game when you're constantly changing these settings. Your crosshair to me is a little bit more acceptable because it doesn't really change the feel of the game as much, but yeah, definitely setting changing is going to be detrimental to your success. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to all the YouTube members. You guys are absolutely incredible. Every single one of you. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Also, guys, join that Discord down below. So many new members are getting in there, and it's just making me happy that we can discuss Counter-Strike topics and just live our life in there. So big shout out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Check out the ones on your screen. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.